When I was a younger dentist, I had a really successful private practice, and I decided one day that I wanted to expand it because I thought, well, if I'm good at one dental location, maybe I'll be good at two dental locations and I'll be able to hire associates. So let me just explain a little bit of my journey in trying to expand into 2, 3, and ultimately 4 offices and some of the challenges that came along with that. And what I want you to think about if you're thinking the same thing, because we all want to just start to duplicate our success, and it's not as easy as it looks, because we all get intoxicated by all these DSOs, these dental service organizations out there that have 10, 50, 100, 1,000 dental offices, and we think if that dentist and that dental group went from 1 office to 1,000 offices, then why can't I do it? And there's a couple of shortcomings to this whole entire thing, and I'm going to explain from my own personal experience where my shortcomings were. The biggest shortcoming that I had is, although I thought I had systems in place, I had no systems in place. And what is a system? Well, simply put for us little dentists, is that a system is how do you do things? So for example, what's the policy about taking radiographs inside your office? Is it written down? Is a dental assistant that you would hire new, would she or he be able to follow that really simply? And most dentists, and I'm telling you, like most dentists, and I work with a lot of dental offices around the country, don't have these systems or these policies written down. So when they hire new dental assistants or dental hygienists or admins to work the front desk, there's no policies for these people to follow. So before you decide that you really want to expand big, even going from 1 to 2 offices, unless you decide to write down the policies that you have for each procedure inside that office, you are not going to be able to grow. Because I went from 1 to 2 offices, I was kind of okay trying to manage that and splitting my time, and I had an associate, and that worked out okay. And when I went from 2 to 3 offices, my aggravation just didn't increase by 1 office, that was an exponential aggravation increase. And when I went from 3 to 4, I started to truly dislike dentistry. And the reason I disliked it is because me as an administrator, me as the owner, the boss of this whole entire organization, I didn't have any systems in place. So what did it really mean to the hygienists? The hygienists, the dental assistants, and the admins, they want to follow the rules. But unless they know what the rules are, they decide to kind of do things on their own. So now all of a sudden the hygienist is not taking blood pressure on a patient when they come in. The dental hygienist is deciding that we're not going to probe every patient every single time. And that breakdown in systems does 2 things. Causes me as the owner an enormous amount of frustration, because I knew that when I did it the original way in my 1 office, everything worked out great. We had an amazing hygiene program and patients loved us. And when I started to expand, all of a sudden the hygienists didn't know what to do, so they took it upon themselves to decide what they wanted to do. Well, that was a problem, because now the quality that I wanted to give my patients wasn't being duplicated from office to office to office. So although among our little dental colleagues we hate to talk about franchising and trying to have a franchise model, but when you think about it, when you go to a McDonald's or a Burger King or a Kentucky Fried Chicken or a Taco Bell, or you pick any chain, Subway, it doesn't make any difference. Any place in the world that you go, the experience is exactly the same. And what you need to be able to do in your dental office is to create that experience every single time when a patient comes in, no matter what location. And the only way that happens is by having systems and policies written down so that the people that work for you can follow the systems and policies that you want as an office owner or as a small dental group. So the first and the hardest thing to do is to sit down, literally sit down at a computer and start writing out policies for every single thing that you do. And once you do that, then take the next step about growing your practice into multiple locations. And in our next video, we're going to talk about hiring dental associates and how to incentivize them and how to keep them believing in your vision and making them part of your vision. So if you like what I'm talking about, go ahead and click the like and subscribe to our YouTube channel. But I really want to talk to you about the next step, which is hiring associates.